Hello and welcome to the channel Greenline Goddess Tarot. Yeah, it's strange. The Hierophant kind of jumped out before I even kind of managed to start shuffling. So yes, the Hierophant, the card of Taurus responsibilities is coming up with the Hierophant. So let's see what else is coming in. Nine of Pentacles. Maybe wanting to feel a little bit free of responsibilities. The Three of Wands. It's kind of interesting with this, like Pluto slowing down and the energy's things can start getting a bit weird, like with the moon coming out. It's just kind of like a weird underlying tone or energy to it where it just feels slightly kind of, even though there might be some good things around, there's potentially something slightly an unsettling energy as well is kind of how I would describe it. But yeah, the Empress is saying that there are some good things around. This is Venus. I mean, we are in Taurus season, but we are in Mercury retrograde. And like I said, Pluto slowing down. So yeah, that moon right in the center, it's like the cat amongst the pigeons, quite literally. And interestingly, we've got the dogs coming out today, the dogs barking at the moon and the dog next to the Fool card. So it's like messages from the dogs, from animals even. You might even, if you have pets or dogs, this might be something that's coming through. But yeah, it's like there's something that's kind of just below, that's slightly out of reach. Like there's a message that's trying to get to you here. And it feels like it's just below ground level, above eye level, sorry. Because it's like the moon's trying to get the message, but its eyes are shut. This is at night and intuitively trying to get the message. But it feels like there's some kind of, something that's trying to get through to you, some kind of message. And then the Fool's just blindly about to step off the cliff and, step into the new and take a risk and press the reset on something. There's something new activating here. But the dog again is going, hey, watch out, you're about to activate into something very, very new, a new and different energy or a new and different thing. And with the moon there, it's kind of like, it's like the universe is really trying to get a message to you, because the Hierophant can sometimes represent soul energy coming through. So it's interesting with that Three of Wands right in the center. This is the young emperor, kind of the hopeful, young, ambitious energy of having put things out there and waiting to see if something positive is coming back, waiting for the positive results. But I keep getting this sense of the vantage point. There's this strange energy of synchronicities and perspective that's coming in, a shift of perspective and interesting messages and synchronicities that just feel like, hey, this is a bit different to usual. And I feel like, with the moon, this is where there's something that's been underlying there that has been unclear perhaps, or just hasn't. Yeah, it's interesting. I keep getting it's all about the direction that you're going in, because the moon, there's the path underneath the moon, the long and windy road, and then the Fool's about to jump off. The Three of Wands is in this vantage point looking out. The Nine of Pentacles wants to be pretty fancy free, but this character's got the bird on its hand, kind of speaking to getting messages from animals, the animal kingdom, or just like I said, synchronistic messages from coming in for you. So yeah, the Hierophant is very much saying that there is potentially a big shift and change to responsibilities or the things that you're dedicating yourself to or have taken on. And with the Empress around, it's saying there is kind of fertile energy around, but I feel like these four cards, the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Moon and the Fool, all feel very disconnected. It's like four people living four different realities or looking in four different directions and not even knowing that each other is there. And so the Nine of Pentacles is in his own little world. The Three of Wands is in its own world. The Moon has got its eyes shut, concentrating on something more internal. The Fool isn't even looking where it's going. And it's all about what you're seeing in front of you, or where your perception is kind of being, your awareness of where something or someone is at. And it might feel a little bit like you're just on different kind of a different level or plane to other people around you or other aspects of yourself. It's kind of like, this sense of, it's interesting. It's kind of a weird, like I said, it's a strange energy at this moment in time. So I kind of feel like, it's reminding me, it's a bit surreal, to be honest. It feels a little bit like those, like it's showing me a movie where there's like 4 different characters, but each character is you, and it's a different either part of you from a different era, or you're playing a different part, or it's different lifetime. And each one is kind of, they're not aware of each other. But then with the Hierophant energy there, that's your soul kind of weaving these energies together. So I do feel like, it's just very intangible to explain this energy that I'm feeling here. It does feel like there's some sort of intangible coming together of lifetimes or energies that kind of feel disconnected but are readying to kind of become more aware of each other. And so your soul is kind of giving you messages that this is almost an energy of becoming whole in a way, but it's giving you messages that certain parts or certain people in your life that aren't aware of what's going on. I feel like the soul is definitely giving you messages to try and bring something to some sort of cohesive understanding or whole, and some sort of cohesive message here. So, and I feel like it's trying to almost forewarn you that there is something that is kind of a big energetic shift and change that is about to happen, or that is coming here, that could feel like, we're dealing with some very deep understandings and truths, and we might actually be stepping into new territory that could be highly intuitive energies. So I'm kind of getting it more as it's kind of fairly esoteric reading, I guess. It's more energetic and 5D than anything on the human realm, even though we have the Hierophant, which is the card of Taurus. But this is your soul talking to you. But it's next to the Empress, which is interesting, saying this is a fertile time for these elements or parts of you to kind of come together and start talking to each other. So, and for you to start getting these messages that are coming through. So I think it is very Plutonian, like when I feel it, because Pluto is the planet of the underworld. It likes to give you messages that are transformative, but they can be deep truths that, So I do feel it's hard to kind of put your finger on, explain what it is, but it feels like something big is shifting and changing that feels quite intangible, and you're getting messages about it. But also at the same time, this weird kind of energy that something's shifting and changing. It's hard to say what that is. There's messages that there's abundance around, or that this is a very fertile time for these seeds of change. So it's that's why I kind of got this disconcerting energy. So there's a lot in this one, and I do feel like this is like the precursor to kind of Pluto slowing down, very Plutonian energy. It's like all of them talking together. It's Pluto, but then it's Taurus energy, and there's just so much in here. So I just think it would very much listen to those deep intuitive messages, and yes, feels like this is part of a longer cycle that's coming in. So that's the reading for the 27th of April. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Love to read your comments. Really, truly appreciate it. And if you're interested in the beautiful Patreon community that we're building and growing, the link for that is in the description box below.